Me, Miami. Today I have an amazing guest on, Briege Azadi. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'm so excited to have you here. Briege is actually a nurse practitioner. She is a mom, a wife, and most importantly, she's my injector. So we're going to be kind of getting into the things that you do here in Miami, Briege. And I think that you're definitely not a super conventional injector. And that's why I'm really excited to kind of like get into that.
Let's get into it.
So let's kind of into it. Before we get into beauty and aesthetics, I kind of want to go a little back, right? Because I want people to really kind of get to know you.
Of course.
How did you actually get into this industry? Did you know that this is what you always wanted to do while you were in school? Or like, is it something that kind of like came up?
Definitely not. So I went into nursing like straight from high school. I definitely knew I wanted to be a nurse.
Okay.
And I wanted to work in some sort of trauma ER situation, high-paced ICU.
Wow.
So when I first graduated from UM, I went straight into the ER. That was like my first job. And I worked there for 4 years. In between those 4 years, though, I was applied to grad school because I was like sick and tired of bedside.
Of course.
I wouldn't say I was burned out because like I just think that's like kind of unfair to say. There's people that work like 30 years in an ER.
Right.
But I definitely knew that it's not like the lifestyle I wanted to continue.
Wow.
More so because I had met my husband already. I knew I wanted to settle down. I knew I wanted to have kids eventually. And like, I was like, I can't.
It's like a lot.
I can't do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at that point I went into grad school and then I was like, I'm going to go to an office job. When I graduated, it was the peak of COVID. So like getting a job was really hard. No one was really hiring because no one really was doing like in-office interviews or anything. It was very odd.
Such a different time for sure.
So I ended up getting a women's health job. And it just like wasn't my cup of tea. At that point, I was like really interested in the aesthetic field. So if I didn't have the support of my husband, I wouldn't have been able to do it because I had to like do trainings, pay for trainings myself.
Of course.
Shadow without getting paid. You know, it's a hard field to break into if you don't have experience.
Right. And you made such an immense shift from
from nothing. Like it was really weird. So, at that point I took like a bunch of trainings, whatever. I got really crappy jobs, which is like basically the only way to get experience.
100%. You have to get to the top somehow.
Yeah, like you have to get experience somehow. No like high-end office is gonna like offer you without experience. It's just like a liability on their end.
100%.
So yeah, I got really crappy jobs, and so I got like some patients under my feet, and I'm kind of happy for them because I was placed in like a lot of weird situations that I had to learn from.
Of course.
And then at that point I started, getting like better offices. I worked in an office for South Beach for a while. There was a sports medicine office, which was really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And I did like aesthetics there and a lot of stem cells. And then I also worked at Refine at the same time. And I'm still at Refine.
Cool. Yeah, we love Refine.
Mm-hmm.
You've built such a distinct aesthetic as an injector. I feel like, so for context, I've been getting work done since I was 19 years old, which is like the most Miami statement I think anybody could ever say.
For sure, but young.
Yeah, I got lip filler for the first time at 19, and then I started to kind of do like the master thing because of my the TMJ pain. You're very natural,
right? Like
very elevated, very natural. Was that always what you wanted to be known for once you tapped into this world?
Yeah, no, for sure. The first couple of jobs that I had were definitely not that aesthetic.
Right.
They were a very Miami South Beach aesthetic.
Right. Which is very different.
Very different. And I had like a really hard time adjusting to the patient population, adjusting to like their expectations. I didn't want to I hated going to work because I just didn't like doing the type of work that I was basically like forced to do.
Yeah, and it wasn't authentic to you.
No, it was horrible. So I always kind of knew like this doesn't like match with my aesthetic, but like I also have to gain experience. So at that point I kind of like started figuring out like what I think is beautiful and what isn't.
And you kind of make that for yourself. Yeah, I think like, as I mentioned prior, I got lip filler for the first time at 19. And so like
which is very young.
Very young. And a lot of people in this world especially in Miami, are very much like, I'm going to take your money and I'm going to do whatever you say. And
Yes.
I want to preface that you have told me no on multiple accounts, and I value that so much, because that's just transparency, and that says a lot about your character and who you are in terms of your work ethic. Like, I remember there was this one time that I desperately wanted more lip filler, and you were like, babe, you're capped out. Like, you're telling me that you want a natural vibe, but then you're asking me for more lip filler. Like, it's, from my professional opinion, it's not going to look good. And I'm like, wow, like, she's keeping it real.
Of course.
Not a lot of people would do that. So I appreciate that. Talking about Miami, where beauty standards can obviously be very intense.
Yeah.
Do you think living here changes the way that women view themselves?
I mean, kind of like going back to the saying no thing, I think the pressure falls on injectors or even plastic surgeons, probably with the type of office that they work at. Like, I've definitely been in offices where it's like you have to produce and you have to meet a certain number.
Right.
So like you're very pressured into like, oh, the patient's coming in for lip filler and cheek filler and this and that, you know, it's $3,000, $4,000. Like you have to meet certain numbers. So like then your aesthetic like goal starts kind of getting blurred because you have to keep your job.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important to work for an office that values your opinion over like the dollar amount more, because obviously then that's where like a gray line kind of starts happening.
100%.
But yeah, as far as like the Miami aesthetic, for sure, I think that, but I also feel that Miami's kind of trending away from it.
Yeah.
It's very black and white, which is also kind of annoying because now people are like, oh, Botox is toxic and filler is toxic.
Right. The wellness people, and it's not that wellness is bad. Like, I think that just everything has to have like a happy medium.
Yes.
It's getting a little crazy.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree with that. Obviously, besides your medical expertise, what role do you play in contributing to the confidence of your patients?
I think, you know, you always want to like approach a patient. Like, obviously, I always ask them what their goal is.
Right.
They never come in and they're like, oh, what's wrong with my face?
Right. Like, you have to kind of know how to really talk.
Of course, because you always want to like make them feel good and see what they're actually coming in for. But yeah, if they come in like, they're like, oh, like I'm coming in for lip filler, but like their whole face has static lines and static wrinkles. And I'm like, yeah, we can do your lips, like, but we need to like, we should probably address this
Work
first.
on this first. Like, we have like different priorities.
I think that's like a good way of like building like confidence, because like you're addressing like what they're coming in for, but also kind of seeing like the whole picture.
Yeah.
And, you know, addressing that as well.
Which I think like the key thing here is the honesty that you're providing, right? Like,
Yeah,
you're not
honesty, but like not ripping them down.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think like there's a beauty in being honest, because I think that if you were kind of taking the other road of just kind of like covering things with a Band-Aid that like it's like a gushing wound under, right? Like, metaphorically.
Of course.
Like, that would be not in their best interest.
Yeah, or like maybe, but there's sometimes like they're already addressing it. Like patients that come in with like a lot of like cystic acne.
Yes.
Like obviously I know that that's not what they choose. They don't want to have acne.
Right.
But so I always kind of ask like lightly, you know, are you on any products? Like seeing if they've already seen a derm, or like, or if they're trying, or maybe I can make recommendations. Because like, why are we like getting cheek filler and lip filler like when your face is full of like cystic acne? Like,
right.
It's just an infection waiting to happen.
I agree. No, and like as somebody who faced cystic acne, you know, their entire lives, I appreciate that, because sometimes people try to focus on other things to kind of make it bigger.
Make it like to distract.
And it's like, we need to like fix the root of the problem, and you could help with that. So sometimes it's like, sometimes people are kind of scared to ask for those.
I think they're probably embarrassed. Yeah. But like, there's no question that I haven't been asked, and like I've seen it all. So like, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Yeah. You know?
And I think that's kind of the key point of like how you can contribute to the confidence of women, because you're helping out.
Of course.
So little quick background here. People in Miami, people are always talking about how small Miami is. Everyone's connected. The first time that you and I met, we were kind of just having a little back and forth chit chat. I'm a big yapper, as you've come to realize. And we're kind of talking back and forth. You're telling me a little bit about your personal life. At the time, you were kind of looking for a school for your child.
Yeah.
And then I remember the daycare in which your child went to, and I was like, oh my God, I remembered the name of it. And then I started thinking of another conversation that I was having with somebody else.
Yeah.
And I started to realize little parallels between the two conversations that I was having. And I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds a little familiar to me. And one thing led to another. I started venting to you about an oral procedure that I was about to embark upon. And I was like, are my injections gonna like kind of conflict with
my
this
dental
stuff?
issues?
And you're like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, like I could actually like ask, and I'm like, oh, like ask who? And you're like, oh, like my husband is a dentist. We end up finding out that your husband is my dentist, which like is insane. Like
which is pretty crazy.
We had no idea. So obviously you're married to a dentist. And I think that that's a pretty fun little backstory that you guys are married, which is like iconic.
Yes.
When you guys first started dating, did you immediately start going to him as your dentist? Is he your dentist?
Absolutely not. That's so weird.
Yeah.
He is now, but like, no. So the first time, I mean, I've always known him. He was a friend of my brother.
Okay.
But like, you know, obviously we're 5 years apart. You know, we had different lives, et cetera, et cetera. But no, he was definitely not my dentist at first. It was a very weird.
I would freak out. Like that's like.
It's not like a freak out. It's just more like if something happens, like then I have to find another dentist. This is just weird.
In the beginning.
Oh,
okay, so you're thinking of like logistics at this point. You're like.
Absolutely.
This is kind of a big commitment.
Yeah, I think 100% is a big commitment.
100%. No, I agree with that.
I think it's like just as a commitment as like moving in.
Was there ever like a layer of like embarrassment though? Like, oh my gosh, is he, you know what I mean? Like, do I floss effectively? Like,
so I wouldn't say embarrassment only because of this. Only because I didn't have like an act when I did start going to him, which probably wasn't till like maybe we were engaged. I'm not sure.
Wow. Okay, so that was like your version of proposing, low key. I feel.
I didn't feel embarrassed because I didn't have like a dental issue. So I was coming in for cleanings.
Okay.
So he was just doing like a check and then the hygienist was doing my cleaning. So he wasn't like actively in my mouth.
Right.
Then again.
Right.
Like, why do we care?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like,
I don't think like, you know, I see it from his end too. He was like, why aren't you coming to me? Like, that's like so
right, like he was like,
rude.
Like, are you seeing other dentists? Like, yeah, and that's a fair thing.
Yeah. But then eventually it was also like, I didn't want to be like the girlfriend going into like his office.
Yeah.
You know,
you wanted to keep it chic. Like you were like, this
like
is
his staff being like, oh, his girlfriend's
here.
That's probably kind of embarrassing too.
Yeah. Which I think like also kind of in a way lit a little bit of fire under him. Like, this can't be my girlfriend. Like, this has to be my wife. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's like an element of like,
sure, but like,
there's an element of commitment there. Yeah. I think
the only actual work that he did was that I wanted like a little bit of Invisalign before our wedding.
Okay, cute.
And then like that, he was actually like, you know, doing work in my mouth, and I was like, oh my God, like this is so weird. But it's not weird. Like, hello.
No, it's literally
we like live together,
right?
Like,
right.
Please.
No, I definitely, I always think about that, and so. Am I a common case? Do you guys share a lot of patients?
So I definitely use him as a resource for certain things. I wouldn't say like very often.
Right.
But there is, so whenever you get filler, you can't have dental work within 2 weeks and past 2 weeks. So it's just, you know, common protocol. You also can't be on certain antibiotics, whatever. So I definitely have asked questions as far as like that, or like TMJ issues. Yeah, no, for sure I've asked. He also like doesn't like doing any type of cosmetic, which I think is like really cool. He like thinks that dentists that like delve into that just like should focus on dental. Like you're a really good dentist. Like we shouldn't be
keep it separate.
Doing like fillers and stuff. And financially, it doesn't make sense for him to order Botox to do TMJ Botox, which is every once in a while. He just refers them to me.
Right. You're like, call my wife.
Yeah, it just doesn't really make sense for him. He has other like things going on.
Yeah. 100%. No, his office is always slammed and doing a lot of different things. So,
Exactly.
Which
So,
I'm eternally grateful for because they've been amazing. So I was just there last week for cleaning.
Amazing.
So, you are, a mother as well. Obviously, you're a wife. You're very present. And I think that you balance everything very well. What's the recipe to that?
It's hard. It's really hard. And I think that every family is different. Like when new moms ask me like, oh, like what do I do? Every family is different. And like you have to have a conversation like with your husband, spouse, whatever. For us personally, when I was pregnant, I was working 4 days between 2 offices. My husband has 10 offices across Florida. So he works a lot.
Yeah.
He works a lot. He travels. So it just didn't really make sense for me to work as much. So I kind of scaled back. We definitely have help. We have a nanny. My son went to preschool at 2. Like we have help. I don't think it's possible to be present and not have help in whatever capacity that is, whether it's like paid, your parents, whatever capacity, like you need help.
Yeah.
And you need to have like an honest conversation with your partner, like who's going to really be like the one in charge, because you both can't be in charge and you both can't be present at work. It's just very difficult.
Right.
Like
It's someone
needs to like be in charge of like the schedules, the school, the this, that.
And who's that for
that's
you guys?
me.
That's you. Okay,
Yeah.
period.
I call myself a house manager.
Yeah. No, I love that.
But it's true because you have to like assign roles in the house.
Yeah.
Like my husband doesn't have time to like deal with a gardener.
Right.
And deal with like the calls from school. He doesn't have time.
100%.
And it doesn't make sense for us. So yeah, we definitely do that. Like I said, I have help, and it was definitely a conversation at first when I first had my son, like, should we even get help? Like, should I just be a stay-at-home mom?
Right.
Because like this doesn't really make sense.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, absolutely not. Like I love my job.
You love your
I love my patients. Like it makes me a better mom. It makes me a more present mom.
Wow.
To like go to work and like have problems and like come back.
Yeah.
So like I rather do like what we have going on.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I actually hadn't heard that before, so that makes me excited for that era for sure, for myself.
For sure.
Has being a mother changed your perspective on getting work done? Like, how would you feel if your child wanted to change their nose, for example?
Right.
Like, would your advice change because it's your child and that's like they're so beautiful and you don't want them to change anything about themselves, or would you still provide the same advice that you like give yourself and your patients?
No, I think if it's like a very large issue that like a child is being like bullied or mocked at school, like 100%, we should change it when the time's appropriate. Like post puberty, when like your facial plates have closed, like things like that. I definitely would consult like a bunch of people. I would consult pediatricians, like things like that. But like if a child's insecure because of a large nose or whatever the situation is, sometimes they have like really like a jaw that looks very odd from like mouth breathing and stuff. Like, yeah, like let's address it.
Right.
I don't have a problem with it. What I have a problem with is when parents have like a 16-year-old and, their boobs are fine. And they're like, oh, no, but they just want bigger boobs. That I have a problem with. Because there's nothing wrong with them unless they were like misaligned and like very obviously like,
or like a pain situation, maybe they're too big and it hurts
too big,
them, right?
scoliosis, something like actually
medical,
or like I said, like an insecurity, like a very deep insecurity. Like there's no reason we should be doing surgery that young.
I agree. And I think that coming from like a Hispanic world, like shaving your legs, like you have to be 27 to shave your legs. Like they're very strict.
I think they're very strict too.
Very strict.
That's like ridiculous.
Super ridiculous. And I'm blessed to have the mom that I have because in 3rd grade, somebody referred to me as Frida Kahlo, and I came home crying and I was like, oh my gosh, like mom. And low key, like, they clocked me. Like
they need it. You needed to do it.
Yeah, like it was giving a little crazy. And my mom went and she took me and I didn't wax a whole eyebrow. I was in 3rd grade, but just a little bit in the middle. And like genuinely, like it made me feel better at school. Like I was performing better at school.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that that's important
But it's
to have
also
the happy
kind of
medium.
like, do you teach your kid like that you just like give into the bullies too? It's kind of like this like fine line.
Yes.
You have to be careful with.
100%. I think like in that case, it was helpful for me, but yeah, you kind of have to like also teach them like how to put their foot down and
how
be
to put
like,
their foot
I
down
love how I look. Like
Exactly.
my nose, I love my nose. I love this, I love that. So that's a good thing too. What is something that you wish more women knew about being a first-time mom?
For sure that you can't do it all. Like you think that you can because you're a first-time mom, and like there's like the societal pressure of like, yeah, like you have to like be there for every feeding, and you have to be there for every doctor's appointment, and you have to be there for every burping and this and that, and like it is impossible. It's impossible. Like you need help.
You need help.
You need help.
And you need to accept the help, right?
Yeah, and you need to accept that like not everyone's going to do it the way that you might do it. Like I remember my husband would burp my son so differently than I would, and I would freak out.
Yeah, you're like micromanaging him. You're like
I'm micromanaging him, and he has his own way, and like it was effective. It's not like it was unsafe. It just was different than I was doing it. And like your husband can help you, your nanny can help you, your mom can help you. Like you need to go and get some rest and go get your nails done. Like you need like a mental break.
I totally agree with that. I think that that's very relatable for a lot of first-time moms. Like I feel like that's a refreshing take that people need to hear, because again, the societal pressures are insane.
Yeah, and I feel like anytime you say like you have like a nanny or something, like people are like, oh, you have a nanny? And I'm like, yeah, I do.
And I'm proud of it. And also
Absolutely.
like nannies need to keep their jobs as well. So like that's also like a big thing too. Like I think
and
that
it's like, yeah, like there's someone else that like I trust with my child to take care of him, and like that's okay.
Yeah.
Like I need to go do things. I need to work. I need to like be a wife. Like, yeah.
You have to like feed into all of the things that led you here, for sure. So your son is starting school.
Yes.
How was the experience of choosing where he would attend? Like, did you feel like living in Miami changed that experience? Because I've heard like the craziest stories.
Yeah, it's the wild, wild west out here.
Yeah.
Okay. So back when my son, long story short, my husband comes from public school system.
Okay.
I come from private school system. Before we even had kids, I was like, yeah, my kids aren't going to public school. It's just my personal choice.
Right.
I just think that the private schools offer just like, a more bubble type atmosphere, and I personally want that
For your kid.
your kid. There's nothing wrong with public school. It's just my personal choice again. So when we started the process, I think we didn't know how bad it was going to be, like as far as like competitive and stuff. So my husband, we start preschool, blah, blah, blah. And at that point I was like, yeah, we should start looking into like the bigger schools, like as far as like pre-K schools, because obviously the preschool only goes to like a certain level. But at this point we were like, we're just going to look like our top choices. We're not going to stress it if he doesn't get in. Like we'll try again next year. It's no big deal. He's 2 years old.
Yeah.
So we start looking, and I'm not going to say that this is like my experience is every private school experience. There's a lot of private schools in Miami. There's like different sects. There's like non-denominational, there's Catholic, there's Episcopalian. So like this is my experience. I don't want to like scare people from applying to private school. So we toured 4 out of the 4. We didn't even complete the application for 2 of them.
Okay. Wow.
One of them basically was just doesn't align with like our family values. They're just like the kids can be like lions and dogs, and like that's not that's not
wild.
Yeah, that's not what we're here for.
You run a strict program.
Yeah. And also like you have to remember that these teachers like are indoctrinating your children. So like you have to like be aligned with the values.
Yeah. As a former teacher, I approve this message.
Yes. So you also want to make sure that the type of parents that are going to like the open house and stuff, like you would be friends with, because
you want to resonate with the crowd.
Well, at the end of the day, like you're going to like a million birthday parties and like a million get-togethers.
You
like
need to vibe with these people.
They're going to be your friends for like 10 years. So you have to like actually like the parents.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, it was really, really insane, our process. We had to like attend parent interviews with the school by ourselves. My son had an interview at 3 or 2.5. He had an interview by himself.
It's giving college application, right?
college application.
Yeah.
Like I'm prepared to send him to Harvard at this point.
Wow.
So they have an interview by themselves. Then we have like a family interview. It is absolutely insane. At the same time, I get it because there's all these people in Miami. The public school enrollment is going down. People want the best private schools, and there's 15 kids per class. So like the competition is very high.
Yeah.
It's very, very high. So yeah, eventually I have no idea, got him in.
Wow.
To one of the schools. But yeah, it's a very like crazy process. Again, not all the schools are like this.
But that was
my experience.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, there's also other schools that are like way chiller. They don't have like parent interviews. I don't even think the kids have interviews. There's still private schools and like, I don't know how you get in, but like you get in.
right.
But yeah, we definitely like, really care about like academics and stuff. And we wanted to give it our best shot.
Well, yeah, you guys are so successful, like in your own fields, that I'm sure that's something that you want for your kid.
Of course.
What are some parenting non-negotiables that you instill?
We're like a complete non-negotiable at screen time at restaurants.
Okay.
That's like not even an option.
Yeah. I love that.
That's not an option. And I think just like general like manners.
Yeah.
Like
bring manners back.
Yeah, we don't like stand, like we'll take them out of like a situation if we need to. Interestingly enough, I think because we're so like that, he behaves better in like parties, restaurants, society gatherings versus at home sometimes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm social. Like I'm here.
He just like understands that there's like a certain expectation at this point.
Okay.
But yeah, absolutely no screen time at restaurant. Like I'm not trying to raise like a screen time kid.
Yeah. We're gonna color.
Yeah, and if we're gonna color, and if we need to get up like 7 times, like I rather do that than have a screen in front of him.
100%. Yeah. And like as a former teacher, I appreciate that too, because you see the lack of communication skills,
Of course.
in an array of areas of life. Like,
Yeah.
what part of motherhood surprised you the most?
I think like how like mom guilt, I think is like a real thing. I think that I used to hear people talk about it and I was like, oh, that's not true. Like, I was like, oh no, like I can definitely like leave my kid for like 3 weeks. Like, I don't know, that's crazy. And then like you have a kid and you're like, oh no, I can't.
That's my baby.
That's my baby. And like, it's not even like the mom guilt that you feel bad leaving them. It's that you want them to experience like what you're experiencing.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I took him to Italy with me. I was like, I'm not going to leave him. Like, I know he'd enjoy it. And I was right. He literally like thrived. He's
living his best
life. And like, I would have been so sad. It wouldn't have been the same experience. So it's not even like, I think the mom guilt is just more like you want them to be a part of everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I wasn't expecting that, I think. I think I was going to be like more like annoyed.
Right.
Like more overwhelmed and like needing breaks more. And I'm
like stressed out.
And I'm like, no, I like, you can do it.
I want him
You
here.
want him here. You want him to experience it. You want him to be cultured. Like, even though, yes, it's harder. It's not a vacation. You're not chilling.
It's not chill.
It's work. But yeah.
But it's worth it for you.
It's 100% worth it. For sure.
Yeah. No, I love that. And again, that alleviates my future stress as well, because I love traveling. Like, that's like my thing. So
I would say like traveling, you can't travel with them from like 1.5 years to like 2.5 is like really difficult. They're just like at a whole other wavelength and like
they're hyped up.
They just don't communicate as well. There's more tantrums, like things like that. So we did smaller vacations at that point.
Yeah.
But once they like turn 2.5, 3, like they get it more. And I think that they appreciate it more.
100%. They'll kind of also probably remember some of it too.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Because I remember certain things of like when I was like 3 or 4.
And even if they don't, like they have amazing pictures.
100%. Be like, I was here having my Italian summer. Love that. So kind of going back into your career, Refine Health. When somebody walks into Refine for the first time, what do you want them to immediately understand about you all?
I think that like we genuinely care, and we're like very all encompassing. So like in the sense of like that we genuinely care, like I'm never gonna like give peptides to a patient or like a GLP to a patient without like having blood work, seeing if they actually need it, like what's their history. Like it's very easy to just like give a service to a patient and just like not really care, but we actually care. We want to do things right, even if that takes like 7 appointments and it's financially might not make sense for the office. Like we really truly care.
Yeah, and I think that's important because in Miami, like you see so many people everywhere, just like hot mess express. They look unhealthy. Yeah, like genuinely, like I'm concerned about a lot of people
for sure
on my feed on Instagram. Like I'm like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you guys value that, and I, as a patient, I agree that you guys do that.
And it's kind of like all encompassing, like your skincare, but like we also can do blood work, but like we can also, you know, do injections. We can also do a peel, but we can, so we have like, we're really good about like having like a wide array of services.
Yeah.
And I also have no problem referring if I need to.
Okay, which I think is like a good thing too, because some people don't want to like lose the patient or whatever.
No, I have no problem referring to like, you know, another plastic surgeon or like telling you like, like this is not for me, like this is surgical, like I think you need to go to plastics.
We need to like, somebody else needs to.
Yeah, absolutely.
The CEO of Refine, Jeanette Nieves, she's one of the most dedicated people I've met.
Yeah.
What have you learned from working with her?
I mean, first of all, she's very open-minded, which I always appreciate. I've worked for a lot of offices, so a lot of owners, you know, just kind of want things done their way, which is fine because they're the owner. But at the same time, it might not be working for the office or it might not be working for the patient. So she's always very open-minded. Like, I don't think I've ever come to her with an idea or like a concern and she's not like, like let's do it or let's look into it.
She's on board with it and she's supportive.
Always on board, always supportive. And she always leaves like the medical decisions to me, which I appreciate. A lot of offices are like, I don't really care what you say. Yeah. And, you know, I think she understands that like, you know, she's an owner, but like at the end of the day, like I'm the nurse practitioner and I'm board certified and like I just understand this more. Right. That and also one thing I've definitely learned is like that she takes care of her employees. Yes. So even for like not my employees, but like my cleaning lady, my nanny, like people in my life, like of service, my handyman, like whatever it is, I always take care of them because at the end of the day, like they don't need to work for you. Right. Like they don't need a job. Like they don't need to work for you. They can find someone else. So taking care of the people that you really like is really important. 100%. So like being a good employer is very important. Yeah. I agree with that. And I think that again, in every area of your life. Yeah. What is the biggest misconception about Botox? The biggest misconception. I think that people think that it's gonna freeze you. It can, but it really is like it's Botox and Dysport. Any neurotoxin is very provider dependent. Right. So like it really depends on how they inject, where they inject, how deep they inject, how many units, how they reconstitute, how long it's been out. So there's just so many things, so many variables, and it's really, really provider dependent. And there's so many like nooks and crannies that like a lot of providers probably don't know. Like they just think it's like forehead, side of eyes. And there's so many like fun things that you can do with Botox. Again, knowing what you're doing, because there can also be a lot of, you know, complications with Botox. 100%. Like a lot of complications. Yeah. And I've seen that, right, where you see someone and you're like, wow, that's, you know. But I think a lot of people also get confused with Botox and filler because people get so confused. And they're like, oh my God, that girl has some. And I'm like, that's not. I feel like most patients that are, I like to call them like my virgin patients, are so confused when it comes to Botox and fillers. They're like, oh no, but my lips, like you inject Botox. I'm like, no, we're not injecting Botox on your lips. Right? Yeah. They get really confused with it. So I think there's like also like a lot of lack of education. Yeah. And then it kind of like creates this like fear. And then most of like the consult, I'm like, I don't want to say convincing, but like I'm like, no, it's gonna be fine.
You're opening their eyes.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah,
No, and I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's needed because a lot of people are 100% confused. Like I remember telling my boyfriend like, yeah, like I'm gonna go to a Botox appointment. He's like, oh my God, what? Like, why are you doing that? You're beautiful. And I'm like, well, I have severe TMJ pain. And like, also I'm a very expressive individual. Like there's these lines, like I personally feel more comfortable taking care of that.
It's also just like so preventative, and like people think it's just like that you get Botox and you're just like this like housewife of Miami, and I'm like that's just so like
a diluted perspective. I think
so bad.
What age would you recommend for someone to start Botox?
Yeah, I get this question often. So technically speaking, on label, it's 18 and up.
Okay,
but
perfect. I passed the test.
But there's like 27-year-olds that I'm like, you don't have any movement. So it's like
it depends on the person.
It depends on the
like
person. And then I also have like 20-year-olds who have like severe static lines. So it's really dependent on the person.
It depends on the person. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that. And then tell me about a patient nightmare, like something bizarre that's sort of come to you walking through those doors.
So I refine, I would say I'm like blessed.
Yeah.
We just don't attract like that patient population with like complications and
like
just,
attitude too. It's like sometimes people are really mean.
Yes, I definitely have had like patient nightmares in other offices, and they're just more so just like anyone that comes in with like a lack of expectation or just like, you know, wanting like another syringe of filler in their lips and they had one like 3 days ago. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Or like they might come in with like Hailey Bieber, and it's like, babe, like
they do that often. I have had that done many, many times.
Yeah.
And they literally show me pictures of like Hailey Bieber, Kim Kardashian. They're like, yeah, I want this cheek. I'm like, yeah, that's not how this works. That's not how this works.
Yeah. And that's important to like kind of like explain to them.
But even if you explain it,
sometimes
they don't get it. It literally goes over their head. Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not the injector for you.
Yeah. Which that's important to kind of see if you're the good fit for that. So kind of going into products, because I take your advice very just every time you recommend something, I always do it. So like, what are your holy grail skincare products? Like what's on your daily routine and like weekly, because I know you do different things sometimes.
I do different things, but I try to keep it really simple. Wash in the morning, vitamin C sunscreen. That's my holy grail for the morning. I really don't go like anywhere past that, because I'm either going to drop off my son and going to work out, so I always have like a CC cream on. Yeah. Or I'm going to work and I like put some makeup on. And at night is kind of where I experiment a little bit more. A couple times a week, I'll do like a glycolic mask, you know, or I'll do like the exfoliating pads that have like salicylic and stuff. I'll wash with a scrub. So at night is where I kind of like experiment a little bit more. Yeah. So I always try to do some sort of like chemical exfoliant at night, whether it's like glycolic, AHAs, lactic, like whatever it is.
What brands are you using?
So SkinCeuticals for vitamin C, I won't like, no one will change my mind about that. Yeah. They just have like too many years of studies. Yeah. And I know that everyone's saying like, oh, like they lost the patent. They can lose the patent all they want. Like you still don't have like the right mechanism to make the vitamin C. Correct. So like, yeah, you can have the ingredients. That doesn't mean that you know how to make it. Correct. Like someone can tell me a recipe and my cake's not going to come out the same.
100%.
So yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Isdin for sunscreen. I love their sunscreen.
Okay.
And then for like the mandelic acid and things like that at night, I use Vivant.
Yeah, Vivant is, you put me on, and it's changed
they're
my
really
face.
great. They're a local brand.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people also like they get work done, but they don't maintain like their face. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, you have to also do the work at home. It's not just like your injector's job to like keep you.
I always try to like have a patient leave with some sort of skincare, not because I care if they buy it or not. It's just more so because it's like their homework at home.
100%.
There's only so much I can do.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've definitely seen that come into fruition for my face, at least with the stuff that you've essentially prescribed. How do you feel when someone says that they don't wear sunscreen every day?
I just like I'm kind of like in awe.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
I'm like in this day and age, like
also like there's drugs, like drugstore that's like cheap,
so
you know,
that's
like
the other thing. Like, you don't need a really expensive sunscreen. So, like, I like Isden, but it is a pricier brand.
100%.
So even with patients who are like, oh, we have less, like, more affordable sunscreens for that reason, to make it accessible.
But like, put it on. Like,
But like, even if you like went to CVS and got like a CVS brand, like $5 sunscreen,
effective, yeah.
that's fine.
But like, we need it.
We need sunscreen. We're always in the sun. Like, the cases of melanoma and stuff are just rising and rising and rising. And I just also don't understand like why you would want hyperpigmentation, like melasma. Like, why are we doing that?
Yeah.
It's
Or, like,
so easy.
Also, like, people will spend an arm and a leg on makeup.
Or lasers, and then not wear
and then not
sunscreen.
wear, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I would say that most of my patients at this point like understand it and like wear sunscreen, but it's definitely like an odd conversation when I'm like, it's like, you don't drink water?
Yeah,
Like,
that's the same. That's
it's kind of like,
it's like a crazy, crazy take. Talking about makeup, what are your like favorite makeup brands or like specific products? Because I feel like that's like a big thing. Like, I see a lot of people online and that are like, this makeup brand is trash or this and that. Like, what are your go-tos?
I used to experiment a lot and then I kind of stopped. I kind of keep it. I have like my staples. Natasha Denona concealer.
Love.
Yeah. I would say I don't wear foundation often. I really, really don't. But when I do, it's the house one. And then if I'm like going to a wedding or something, I'll have the Kevin Aquan skin tint. I actually learned that. So it's like basically like extra coverage. But I learned that from, I don't even know, I think one of Kim Kardashian's like makeup artists that I watched like a video on or something, and I actually love it. Other than that, like mascara, Ilia, I haven't changed from there. Eyebrow gel, when I tell you I've spent like $500 on eyebrow gels, like different eyebrow gels, and they all suck. They literally all suck. They like peel up.
And they make super like white crisp.
White crisp.
But listen, I have to tell you, I just tried the Rare Beauty one today.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No. In a couple hours, you'll start crisping.
Yeah? Okay, well, I'll let you know. Because I was like really in awe when I tried it today.
No, and then in a couple weeks, like when you take the gel out, it's gook.
Okay, we need a good eyebrow gel.
So I have one from CVS, Maybelline.
Yeah? Maybe it's Maybelline, baby.
I feel like whenever like we start getting like the $40,
creative,
like a
too
$40 eyebrow gel, I'm like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, we're doing too much.
We're doing too much. Like, go to CVS and get a $5 eyebrow gel. Like, why are we doing this?
I'm gonna do it because and you start seeing it throughout the day, and I'm like peeling.
I literally peel it off. Like, it's crazy.
It's giving like I just got like a VI.
I'm like, how are we spending like $50 on this and we're still peeling this off? Like, what are we doing?
It's not. No, it's not that.
It shouldn't be that hard.
It shouldn't be that hard, and it shouldn't be that expensive.
It shouldn't be that expensive.
Spend that money on the SPF.
Yes.
Instead.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's
Yeah.
So we're gonna kind of start wrapping up. I always like to close out with rapid fire questions. I tailored these specifically like for you. Okay. So I think this will be like a little fun thing that we're gonna do here. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Morgan Stewart or Sophia Richie Grange?
Morgan Stewart.
What is the best Housewives franchise?
Oh, Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills, yeah, I agree. 3 Miami restaurants that you would defend with your life.
Porto Soleil, Cote, and I would say Hillstones.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
If you could have any bag, what would it be?
Okay, so I'm on a mission.
I know.
Okay. I'm on a mission for a Birkin. I know it's so basic, it's so annoying. Like,
it's classic. It's not basic.
Just leave me alone. Yeah. Just leave me alone.
But what's like your...
I want to buy brown with palladium hardware in a Togo leather at a size 30.
Period. It's gonna happen.
That's fine. And I don't want to use one. I'm not gonna go to Tokyo and buy a used one. Like, leave me alone.
You're like, this is my thing.
This is a process. Like, I don't care if it takes me 4 years.
Because it's the experience that you want.
It's the experience. That's fine.
Gold or silver?
Mixed.
Okay. Merrick or Bal Harbour? That's hard.
It's hard. I go to Merrick so often. I work at like the Equinox there.
Okay.
So I love Merrick, but like, it doesn't have the same luxe as Bal Harbour.
Right. It's like a little bit like more magical over there.
It's just, yeah, but it like Bal Harbour, like you just have so many other like luxury brands that Merrick will never have.
Options.
Yeah.
Okay. Bottega or The Row?
Bottega.
Mary-Kate or Ashley?
Neither.
Yeah?
I'm just not. I know. I'm one of those.
Hot takes.
Yeah. I don't see the magic.
You don't see the vision.
I see the fashion where it was, like in like the you know, in like before they started the row, and I think the row is beautiful and stuff. I think there's so many other like better like influencers. Yeah.
Fair. Best dressed housewife.
Oh my gosh. They all kind of suck. They're all like pretty bad.
Yeah.
Is that bad to say? Like,
no, like that's a fair thing.
I like Kyle Richards sometimes,
I
and
do,
then other times I don't. Like, but I feel like she's like the less obnoxious. Like, I'm just so tired of like the logos and the craziness.
The logos
and,
have
like,
me dizzy. I'm dizzy.
Yeah, and Dorit sometimes has like pretty good outfits, but then other times she just kills me.
It's like a lot happening.
It's a lot happening. She'll have like some moments. So there's not one that I'm like totally obsessed with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Martha Stewart or Kris Jenner? That's a hard one.
That's really hard.
I think that's really hard.
I personally don't like Kris Jenner as a person. I think she's really fake.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay.
I think she's a business like badass, but like I think she's very fake.
Okay. That's a fair thing to say.
But I love her house. Her interior is insane.
No,
I love her new house. Like I wish they did an Architectural Digest post on the last one. This one they haven't.
Slay.
Martha Stewart I think is also just kind of sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't really love her documentary.
Yeah. No, there's definitely some elements that are like.
There's some elements, yeah, exactly. But I think, again, as a businesswoman, her interior, the way that she does things, like, yeah, of course.
Her vibe, though, too. Like, I think she's just cool.
But I think that Kris Jenner is probably cooler.
Okay. Fair.
I would like to have a martini with her.
Fair. I think I would love to have a martini with both of them, but Kris Jenner, there's like.
Yeah.
One thing every woman should do before leaving the house.
A lot of things. Like there's no one thing.
Quick though, like
put on perfume.
Yeah. Period. What's your go-to?
Delino.
Okay. Period.
Annoying. I know.
That's classic though.
Yeah.
What is the tackiest thing someone can do?
I think not say hi.
I agree. Celeb with the best work done.
Oof. Lindsay Lohan.
Ooh. One beauty trend that needs to die.
Oh my gosh. Cartier love bracelets.
Okay, good. All right, thank God. I just got this one.
So I like that one.
Yeah, it's cute.
You know
it's
why?
Like,
because there's too many fakes. If my nail tech has a love bracelet,
right.
Okay.
Right.
Like stacked, like 4 of them.
Stacked.
Like why are we?
Because stacked is like reserved for like, yeah.
Why are we doing that?
Yeah, it's not the same.
You know what it shows me? That you paid $7,000 3 times. Okay, cool. I don't care.
Yeah, it's not what it used to be.
It's not.
Your biggest patient pet peeve.
I think when they show me a picture of like a Hailey Bieber.
100%.
Yeah,
It's like, babe, like,
that's so weird.
Veneers, yay or nay?
When done correctly. Like we're not going to Colombia.
Right.
Okay.
We need to, yeah.
Yeah.
Best high maintenance treatment to stay low maintenance.
Ooh. I think an eyebrow and a lash lift.
I love that.
Yeah.
I cannot live without my eyebrow stuff. And then what's your Hillstone order?
Oh my gosh.
So
you know, I didn't go for a long time, and I recently started going. And
welcome back.
Yeah, the coconut roll.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I love the spin dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Asian noodle salad is actually very good.
Really good.
Yeah,
it's really good. I agree. And then last question. This is kind of a little bit more of a serious tone.
Okay.
If you had the chance to tell little Briege anything, what would it be?
I think that, you know, that she's happy, that she's fine. You know, I think I was really stressed as a kid. I was like very anxious and stressed all the time.
Yeah.
And like I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do it? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's fine. Everything works out.
Everything works.
You'll be fine.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Hope core. So thank you so much for being on my show. I want my audience to kind of follow you, and like if you ever need like the best of the best, please go to Refine Health and find our girl. So what are your social media handles? What, like, how can we
my
find
injector
you?
page is injector_Briege.
Period.
And My TikTok.
She's really fun on TikTok, guys. Please follow her on TikTok.
I would say that I don't post like a ton of like aesthetic stuff on TikTok.
It's more like Yap.
It's Yap and aesthetic and mom, and it's like honestly a hot mess.
Lifestyle.
But my handle is Real Housewives of the Gables.
Period. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. The Alegre Show was very honored to have you as our first guest.
Yay.
So I'll see you at our next appointment.
Okay, sounds good.